Okay, so... Oh, we have a new profile.
I've made mistakes. I'll make more. But I can do better. And I can start by leaving this room.
I'm afraid it will hurt. But nothing will hurt more than not trying to save them.
It will hurt. But I will fight. I'm so close. The Dark Place wants me to hate myself. But I just need to get inside my own head.
Am I able to leave now? No. That means there's something else here I'm missing.
Shit!
The Dark Place tried to trap me here. The only way to leave is facing it head on. Wake called it a nightmare. I need to dive into that nightmare and find a way back home.
For later. Okay. What is going on? Well, I'm only missing one of those. That's unfortunate. Oh, I think I can leave now. So, people probably won't like this. I appreciate what they're doing here, the effort they're putting in, but I thought that sequence was kind of lame. And maybe it's because I don't feel particularly attached to this character, and they're playing up the drama and stuff like that, and they keep talking about her family and her daughter, but I don't like care.
Saga,
You know what I mean?
wake up.
They haven't done anything in the game to make me really care other than just keep talking about how she cares about her daughter, and I'm like, I get it, but we haven't seen her, really, or heard from her, the daughter, other than a few little pieces of dialogue here and there, very briefly. Oh, we're
It
here.
was ringing. Somehow I knew the call was for me.
Did you?
Hello?
It's me again. You need to go to the statue at Parliament Tower Plaza. To make your ending come true, you will need what's inside the shoe.
Is that Alice? Makes sense. Alan was seeing visions of her in that
A
overlap
shoebox?
in
Who
Bright
is this?
Falls. It was said that she's dead, but maybe she's really not. She can't be. If she's talking to us. I know it's the dark place, but Saga would have no reason to manifest a version of Alice to talk to her from within her own mind. And here's Tim.
Agent Anderson. Is that really you? Sorry, this place likes to play tricks.
Sheriff Breaker? What happened to you? How did you end up in the dark place?
I was brought here. Snatched away from the morgue by a man named Orland Dorr. Been trying to piece it together for... Well, it feels like a long time now.
I need to get to Parliament Tower Plaza. Do you have any idea where it is?
This place, it's like trying to find your way around in a dream. I've been trying to map it, but it keeps looping, shifting. Like there are many versions stacked on top of each other. There is a page. Describes Dorr finding his way through this place. I tried to follow the steps, but no luck.
Who is this Dorr person?
He's here. Somewhere. I've been seeing his face in my dreams for years. This whole thing is insane. But he is much more than he seems. He's connected to all of this.
Can I see that page, Tim?
Of course. In fact, it's the page I tried to give you back in the morgue in Bright Falls. Huh. Now that I think about it, maybe Dorr brought me here to keep you from reading it.
Makes sense.
Here. I'm gonna keep looking for Dorr. The closer I get, the closer I feel to waking up. I need to find the man behind the curtain.
Orland Dorr walked across the rain-slicked tiles of Caldera Street Plaza. He stopped at the door to the construction yard. A poster for his talk show hung there. He stepped through, willing it to take him to Parliament Tower Plaza.
I know what I need to do. The door to Parliament Tower Plaza was at the construction yard.
If Alan wrote about Dorr, what does that say? What does that mean? If Dorr is not bound by the rules of this place, I guess I'll profile him.
This is the first time I've seen a page about Orland Dorr. Who is he?
A door that stands between two rooms is in both. A door that can lead anywhere is everywhere. That door is the center. He governs the currents of reality.
With all the powers mixed up in this, it's hard to know who's playing who. Opening too many doors. This isn't important right now. I can look into it later. The page describes him moving through the door. How can I do that?
The dark place has many faces and many names. It is a mirror, reflecting all possible realities. The family of Dorrs have the power to shift between these realities, here and elsewhere.
If I can find a way to navigate through this nightmare, maybe I can find a way to get back home.
Doesn't really answer my question about Alan writing about Dorr's experience coming through the dark place. Because that would suggest that Alan dictated that. But Dorr's supposed to not be bound by the rules of this place. So I don't really... I can't make much sense of that. Oh god, not this place. My least favorite level in the game. Oh, well, they've made it so you can't really go far.
I made it. I need to get up to the street and find that statue.
Let me drown! You pushed me!
Enough already. There's the shoebox.
It is.
The clicker. And some kind of bullet. Shining with light. How did the clicker get here from Washington?
Wait, should I be going back in here? Escape the dark place. Ow. Hello? Oh, they're down here too now? What? Why did my camera turn all the way around? I was aiming at someone. Oh, fuck off, bro. Really? Oh, this is not cool. I just wanted to open that door, man. Can I get up? Hello? Hello? Are you gonna block the door on me? You're kidding me. There's that jank coming back. I have an idea.
The phone again. Yes?
Hello. You don't know me, but you need to listen.
Hold on. How did you know the clicker would be there?
This is important. Alan's lost. He doesn't have the ending. He needs your help to finish the story.
How am I supposed to help him from here? Okay. I'm in the dark place. Wake is in Washington. I could talk to him in overlaps before. My mind place is more powerful than I ever knew. I can try to contact him. Alan. We need to talk about the ending.
Saga, what is this?
My mind place. I've reached out to you like this before. But I understand more about it now.
You see visions too. I used to think they were ideas, inspiration, but they're real. Just like this now. I try to use them to make the story come true.
So this is coming from both of us. Maybe that's how we could communicate in the overlaps. We could use this to stop Scratch.
First, I need the ending.
So there's a problem with the ending?
I don't have the ending. It has to be perfect, but I don't have time to figure it out. I don't know what to do. Fuck. I'm so sorry. This whole thing is a fucking mess.
I agree. But we can still figure this out. And what exactly does perfect mean?
The elements of the ending need to come from the story's pre-existing parts. To make matters worse, this is a horror story.
You don't need to tell me this is a horror story.
Right. The ending has to fit the genre if it's going to work. In a horror story, there are only victims and monsters.
There must be a way to bring a hero into the story.
If there is a hero, they will ultimately pay a heavy price.
I can't let the horror story take Logan and Casey. They were dragged into this. They need to survive. Non-negotiable.
Not just them. We need to try to save everyone. I have an idea how to help Casey. He's a real person who I twisted into a character. He isn't my creation, so he isn't a suitable host with a dark presence. I can write that into the ending to drive that fucking thing out of it.
So the ending has to be earned. Set up by the story. You can't build a case without supporting evidence.
That's the only way to make it stick.
Well, if the ending has to fit the story. This is how I see it. Return is a story about a story that comes true. And I'm a character in this story.
Not just a character. The hero.
Okay, a hero. In any case, I've been through hell to be here. And this is my life. It feels earned to me that I rise above the story and be there to create the ending.
Yes. That's what we're doing. Here, now. We're figuring out the ending I need to write.
This isn't Scratch's ending. But this isn't your ending either. This is our ending. You aren't the only one deciding these things anymore.
You're right. I can't do this alone. Every time I write, things only get worse.
You beat this thing back in 2010, Alan. And here you are doing the same again. You're a hero too. We're in this together.
Then let's bring it home.
The ending will have to be dark, no matter what. The more people we save, the greater the cost. And the hero must pay the price.
One of the heroes. The scales always need to balance. Fuck it. Let's go with this.
Are you sure?
There's no time for anything better. Scratch could be here any second.
Then that's our ending. I have the clicker. I'll find a way to get it to you.
And I'll get the pages down. See you on the other side.
So I have a little bit of a critique here. I think this segment with Saga kind of kills the momentum and the pacing of this final section of the game. Alan going into the dark place willingly and all that stuff, and going into Zane's manor and into the writer's room, and then cutting to this, and this being so long of a sequence and just constantly caseboard, profile, listening to manuscript, it really does kill all the hype and pacing that was built up in that previous section. I appreciate the things we're learning here, and I get that it makes sense of how they have to communicate because of the circumstances of the situation, the two of them being separated. I get it. But from a pacing and gameplay design standpoint, it definitely hurts it, in my opinion. But, you know, we'll see what happens. Enter the fountain. Oh boy. Well.
Alan?
Saga, I finished it. The ending we talked about.
I have the clicker and the bullet of light. Let's do this. I have to be the one to do it.
I feel like I've always been on this journey. Okay. It must end here. This darkness. What lies under the surface now shifts. A play of shadows catching my eye, thrusting my face into the water. He's here. It's shockingly cold. Past the mirror of the surface. And I will say...
KC?
Scratch! Now! A white, searing light of truth that for a flash pierces the shadows and reveals the hidden horror. And in that moment of silence, the whispered message finally heard. What if there's nothing waiting to be revealed? The play of shadows fooled us all, subterfuge to get our price of admission. Darkness not as a monster, but as emptiness. We're none the wiser. No answers, no truths. The hero turns to look inside, is destroyed by what he sees, and is redeemed. Saga said we're both heroes. I'll pay that price. So will she. We are here to kill the monster. I pray nothing comes after this. Nothing will sleep. This is how we win. Is it too easy? What if this is still the dark place? Another dream to wake up from, always coming back to the beginning. The memory of what came before burned away by this terrible realization. Maybe it's a mercy, forgetting. To know nothing when we loop around, back to...
Is it over? Anderson?
Wake 1's DLC was actually like pivotal to understanding things.
This part is just for you. After the haunting started, I got in touch with an organization that was still looking into what happened in Bright Falls. I went to their offices and something happened there. After I got home, I could suddenly remember everything. I remembered being trapped inside that lake. A dark ocean with echoes of myself. My fears, my photos. Inside a dark tide of madness. The same events and images looping again and again. And then I saw a light. Your light. You dove in just as I swam out. You never drowned. and you're still there reaching out. That is what the haunting is. I can see you because I've been there too. I chose to come back to the dark place. That is why I put on this exhibition. I had to mislead you, so that I could get you to where you needed to be. The only way out of your loop is destruction or ascension. Light or dark. And we've covered the destruction part many times over. And we're getting to the ascension bit by bit. Time means nothing here. You'll still need to go through the loop. But I will keep showing you the images you need to see. The light you need to see. Until you're ready. Alan, I think we're getting close.
I had a feeling she didn't really die. And he didn't either.
It's not a loop. It's a spiral.
All the spiral imagery throughout the game makes sense. It's not a loop, it's a spiral. So it's almost like he, by writing as much as he did, he was descending through a spiral deeper and further down. So it's going to be even harder to dig himself out. But how does he do that? That's the question. I doubt there's anything else. But I'm going to fast forward through it and just see. I'm going to skip it because I don't think there would be copyright issues, but it's a bit loud and I don't want it to be overbearing over my voice. Overall, I really did enjoy it. I think those gameplay issues that I had early on stood true through most of the game. I feel like it got much better in like the last third of the game. Much more tolerable. But then, that saga section right there. I was all getting hyped up, the summoning and all. It was really cool, and the way things were going, I was excited. And then, you know, Alan makes his heroic decision to step back into the dark place of his own choice. He does it again, and we go into the writer's room, and then it cuts back away to Saga, and we're just doing case board and manuscript pages and just nonstop for 45 minutes, and that hurt it a lot to me. You know, I've heard a lot of people say the Saga sections are better. I don't know if that's entirely true. I think my favorite Saga section was obviously the nursing home and then fighting Cynthia Weaver. I liked that part. That was cool. Finding out about the Torah and Odin stuff, I'm fine with that. That was good. But that noir New York setting was way cooler than Bright Falls, and the Thomas Zane stuff and the creepy imagery that you had in the hotel, and I thought the Allen sections were better. I know that's a minority opinion because everyone keeps telling me how the Saga sections are way better. I don't agree. I think she did a fine job. I have no problem with her. She's just a character in the story to me. And I didn't have any particular attachment, even at the end here. Still want to see where it goes. Overall, what do I like more, 1 or 2? It's very hard to say. Because they're both deeply flawed games. I really did enjoy the first, but as anyone who saw my streams can attest, I got pretty upset a lot of times at a lot of the jank, and here was a different kind of jank. There it was more combat-based. The dodging was very inconsistent. It's better here. But for me, it was the level design, constantly having opened my map. It got better later on. Once I had gone through the zones a few times, I started to be able to get through it without pulling out the map. But it took a while to get to that point. So yeah, it's a deeply flawed game, but a very unique game, and it's a kind of game that only Remedy can make, clearly. And so I commend them for it. what would I give it out of a 10 rating? I think I gave the first game an 8.8, and I would give this somewhere in that range, maybe like an 8.5. Because even though this, in many ways, does do a better job with story, there's just so many issues that I had that held it down that I just can't overlook them. I still think it's a great game, and I'd recommend it to people. It's one of the better games I've played this year. It's in the upper tier for sure. But it does have its issues. This final draft here, I assume this is New Game Plus. I don't really know what all that means or does for the game. What's different? I might look into it a little bit. DLCs, I'll be there for them. We'll see, where that goes. Interested to see the door stuff. We barely got anything on that. I assume we'll come back to that in Control 2, so probably another 2 or 3 years from now. I really like to play Quantum Break at some point, but I don't own an Xbox anymore, so I don't know if that'll happen. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I would recommend it to anyone. As far as the woke accusations, I'll address that too. A lot of people swore off this game or played it and then quit and said, oh, it's woke trash, Alan Woke, Alan Woke. Let me be clear. Just because I have issues with Saga has nothing to do with the race swapping or anything. It was just the story and what they presented to me that I didn't really connect too deeply with her. Wokeness, I mean, there was that one line I talked about there, which was kind of weird. Outside of that, what's really woke? I don't know. I can't say something's woke in this game other than that one weird line. So if that's someone's reason for not playing the game or quitting the game, I don't know what to say to that. That's a bad reason. If your reason was similar to what I said, where the early gameplay was pissing you off, and the reason I stopped streaming it, to be honest, I streamed all the way pretty far in, like maybe 40% through the game, and then I stopped because I was just getting irritated at the gameplay, particularly in that I don't know if I got 40%. Maybe that's a little bit much. Maybe it's only a third, but regardless, that underground subway section really irritated me. That's probably my least favorite level, and that was an Alan level, as much as I was just praising his sections. But anyway, that's it for me. Anyone who watches, leave your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you thought, and catch you guys later.